How we doing, folks? Your host Moose here, welcoming you to the Pitt Panthers Football Network as your Pitt Panthers host the Virginia Cavaliers. The Panthers looking to improve to 6-2 on the season and bounce back from a tough loss in Virginia, actually, to Virginia Tech at Lane Stadium last week. So the Panthers will look to bounce back against a struggling Virginia team, one that they'll hope to reconcile their struggles against and come away with a victory. So we send you out to the field for the opening kickoff for Pitt in Virginia. So we welcome you here to Pitt versus Virginia. The Panthers sitting at number 15 in the country, though 5-2 and just 1-2 in the conference. They're taking on a Virginia team that's 2-5, but sitting at a very similar conference record. So this game means just as much to the Cavaliers as it does to the Panthers. As we take a look at the team's numbers this season, you see Virginia's offense very much struggling this year, and Kurt Benkert, the quarterback for Virginia, is going to want to turn things around. He had a solid performance against the Panthers last year. He'll hope to do the same this year. But the Panthers will start with the ball. It'll be Ben DiNucci under center coming out here in a two tight end set. He's going to drop back to pass here. It's 3rd and 14. He looks out wide trying to find his tight end, Chris Clark. It's knocked away, and the Panthers will go 3 and out here on their opening possession. Virginia is going to start off with great field position, 1st and 10. Benkert, little play action. He throws it. It's intercepted. It's Damar Hamlin. He's going the other way, and the Panthers sophomore quarterback has given them the lead. We just talked about what Benkert had to do, and he definitely didn't want to throw an interception to Damar Hamlin, and the Panthers lead 7-0. He jumped the underneath route, and when you jump a route like that, there is going to be nobody there to stop you, and it's 7-0 Panthers. So Benkert now looking to kind of hit the reset button and start all over. This time he's going to spray it out wide to his receiver Dowling, who is able to go and gain 13 yards on the catch and run there. So the big players for the Panthers tonight: Jester Weah, Jordan Whitehead, Quadri Olison, of course, looking to have an impact here in this matchup. For Virginia, it's going to be Quinn Blanding and Micah Kaiser, the two defensive backs, or linebacker and defensive back. Can they shut down this Panthers attack that's been potent kind of in both ends of the field, depending on which game we're talking about? They've had big running days. They've had a couple of big passing days. So we'll see which it is for today. But the Panthers defense strikes first for them. Benkert in the shotgun, drops back, and the defense makes another big play. That's Keyshawn Camp busting through the line, taking down Benkert. 3rd and 6 now, changing the play at the lines. He's in the shotgun with his running back, and he is going to give it to the running back. That is Daniel Ham, but he's going to be taken out by the Panthers freshman cornerback Kaiser Artis-Scott. Big tackle, and the Panthers will take over after a missed Virginia field goal. They tried a 57-yarder. It had no chance of getting in. But Quadri Olison loses 2 yards here on the opening carry here. Andrew Brown takes him down, sets the Panthers up with a tough 3rd and 12. 5-wide set for DiNucci. He drops back, looks to pass, forced to roll out to his right. He's got plenty of room. He's going to scramble. He takes a hit, and he just barely gets the first down. So DiNucci takes a hit to make a play. We know that he was knocked out of the game a couple of times against Virginia Tech last week. The Panthers certainly don't want to see that this year, this game, so they'll want DiNucci to start kind of laying down, not taking any big hits, but he does get the first down for the Panthers there. They will not convert on this next play. 3rd and 8. Unfortunately, Chris Clark only gets 5, and the Panthers will have to punt. It's Winslow, sends it deep. Kaiser Artis-Scott settles under it, and it's a huge play by Artis-Scott to down the ball at the 9-yard line. He gets down there, knocks it down. That's 2 big plays by the freshman so far. 2nd and 10. Benkert's back to pass. He looks, throws it. The Panthers jump the routes. Jordan Whitehead. We talked about how big of a player he is for this team, and the Panthers, with 2 defensive touchdowns, have taken the lead 14-0. Whitehead jumps another underneath route. Nobody's going to stop him. He waltzes into the end zone from 8 yards out, and the Panthers take a 2-touchdown lead courtesy of their defense. 2nd and 7. Benkert. He's going to just hand it off this time to Ham, who's going to get into the open field. Some fantastic blocking, and he's finally going to be run down by Avonte Maddox after he picks up 34 yards and gets a good chunk into Panthers territory. Benkert now 3rd and 10. Drops back, looks to pass, throws. He's got a man, and that's David Eldridge for 15 and a first down. So Benkert, he's getting some good yards when he completes the passes, but when he throws them for incompletions, they end up as touchdowns. 2nd and 10 for the Cavaliers turns into a 7-yard run from Jordan Ellis, setting up a manageable 3rd and 3. The Panthers stack the box, though, get a ton of pressure on Benkert, forcing him to overthrow it. Really good pass rush there. Benkert throws it away, essentially, and they're forced into a field goal. You saw a quick note, Salim Brightwell is going to be out for this game and is going to be further evaluated with an upper body injury. The field goal kick is up, and it hits off the middle post. Virginia does not get on the scoreboard just yet, and the Panthers will take over. They'll start things off with a run by Quadri Olison, his first big carry of the game as he gets outside. Nice blocking, gets him 8 yards, and he's up to 4 on the day. 3rd and 1 now for the Panthers. Danucci hands it off to Olison, and Quadri Olison is going to get just forward enough to pick up the first down as the Panthers move the chains. It's really the first thing that they've done on offense this entire game. This time the handoff goes to Darren Hall, who cuts his way through the middle for 7 yards. The Panthers rotating their backs as Hall's now got 4 carries for 5 yards. And that'll send us to the end of the first quarter. The Panthers scoring from the defensive side of the ball. Defense wins championships, and in this case, it's winning the game for the Panthers as they lead 14-0. So Danucci under center as we go 3rd and 2 from their own 46. They send the tight end Flanagan in motion. It's a handoff to Darren Hall. He cuts outside, and he's going to get the first down. That's 6 for the Panthers junior running back, and they are into Virginia territory. 1st and 10 now. Danucci, long play count as he looks over the defense. Virginia expecting run. They got plenty of guys in the box. It's a sweep to Henderson. He's got a ton of room on the outside. Quadri Henderson stretches his legs. He's into the 2nd level, and he is deep into Virginia territory. That's a 37-yard run from the Panthers slot receiver, and they are moving the ball. 3rd and 2 now for Danucci and the Panthers. They hand off to Darren Hall. He cuts his way up the middle. He's into the end zone. That's a touchdown. Darren Hall makes things 21-0 for the Panthers, and this could very quickly turn into a rout if Virginia's not careful. The Panthers defense has been swarming all over the field today. It's one of the best performances I think we've seen out of them, especially since they have been struggling a bit. They only forced Gerard Evans into 3 incompletions. They've already got 2 interceptions on Kirk Benkert here of Virginia. That's an unbelievable play by Jordan Whitehead, laying out to knock that ball down. You can see he's ecstatic. Whitehead having a massive game, and Virginia will be forced to punt. So Panthers take over. It's 2nd and 10. They send Aaron Matthews in motion, and Danucci is going to look for Aaron Matthews over the middle. That's a good throw from the Panthers quarterback. 19-yard gain for his sophomore receiver, Aaron Matthews, and the Panthers will move the chains into Virginia territory. 2nd and 9, it's play action. Danucci's going to roll out on a little bit of a bootleg here. He goes, throws. It gets through somehow through the hands of 2 Virginia defenders. Quinn Blanding was the closest there, but he finds his senior tight end, Matt Flanagan, and the Panthers have the ball down at the 2-yard line. 3rd and goal now. Danucci rolls out. He's going to take his time. No one to throw to, and he is going to waltz in untouched into the end zone. Great decision by Danucci there. He didn't try to force the ball, runs it into the end zone, and it's 28-0 Panthers here in the first half still. Benkert drops back to throw. He is level, but he finds his receiver, Butts. That's his tight end, Evan Butts, who picks up 7 yards. He doesn't want to be the butt of the jokes here, but Benkert is going to go and look for his tight end, Butt, again, and this time he loses the football. It's picked up by Dwayne Hendricks. He is into the open field, and that's another defensive touchdown. 3 defensive touchdowns for the Panthers in the first half. The only penalty is going to be a clipping call on Virginia. That won't affect the touchdown. It's going to stand, and it's unbelievable. This is Quentin Wirginis, the senior linebacker who missed the first 3 games of the season for being suspended. He comes in for the injured Salim Brightwell, reclaims the middle linebacker position, and makes a huge play, forces the turnover, and the Panthers turn it into 6 yet again. And it's another turnover. The ensuing first down play from Benkert. He goes deep, and that's Paris Ford, the Panthers' free safety, who just meanders over. Looked like a receiver essentially on that play, picked the ball off, and the Panthers will take over yet again. This is Jordan Whitehead coming in motion. We know he can play both sides of the ball, and he is going to get an offensive touchdown to go along with his defensive score. That's 37 yards to the house for Jordan Whitehead. So the first play from scrimmage following that interception goes to the house as well. The Panthers now with, I think that's 35 points off of turnovers right now. Absolutely unbelievable play there as they just run a little bit of a sweep to Jordan Whitehead, a jet sweep. He takes the handoff from Dynasty and waltzes his way into the end zone untouched, no one even near him. Virginia throws it deep this time, looking for Lavrone, and Dane Jackson is going to be the one to play takeaway. That's 5 turnovers for the Cavaliers here in the first half. Dane Jackson this time plays takeaway, and it's an unbelievable half of football for the Pitt Panthers. Probably the best half of football that they've played in this entire dynasty. 42 points for the Panthers, none for Virginia. Virginia held just to 119 yards in that first half. The Panthers only had to really put up just over 200 yards. They're running the ball all over the Cavaliers, 168 yards on the ground. They've got touchdowns from Darren Hall. They've got Jordan Whitehead getting into the act. We saw Quadri Henderson break a big run. Their leading rusher, Quadri Olson, hasn't had to hardly do anything. The Panthers are playing unbelievable. Let's see if they can keep it up here in the second half. So we'll see ya soon on the Pitt Panthers Football Network. So we welcome you back to Heinz Field for the third quarter after an incredibly impressive half from the Pitt Panthers defense. 4 interceptions, 1 forced fumble and a recovery, a sack. They only gave up 119 yards, and they're scoring as much as the offense. 21 points from the defense, 28 really if you count Jordan Whitehead's rushing touchdown as well. Seeing it as he's a primarily defensive player. And the defense with another huge stop here on 3rd and 8. That's Damar Hamlin, who's had an unbelievable season. He was a freshman All-American for the Panthers last year here in this dynasty, and he is making the case to be a just regular All-American with the way that he's played as the Panthers nickel corner. He was so good in that nickel corner role that they left him in it. And speaking of speed and All-Americans, it's Quadri Henderson, the Panthers All-American returner, taking this one to the house. 62 yards for Quadri, weaves his way outside, just picks his way through the defenders, makes the punter miss, and he's into the end zone. And just like that, the Panthers offense doesn't even have to touch the field, and it's 49-0 Panthers. Benker drops back to pass, 2nd and 10. Now he does find his receiver Warren Kraft for 12 yards and a first down. So Virginia moving the ball just a little bit here. 2nd and 15 now. The Panthers sending a corner blitz. Benker out wide. He's found Eldridge, who stopped short. It's Paris Ford making a tackle, stopping Virginia just short of the first down marker. So 3rd and 1 now. The Panthers in an interesting formation. They got Jay Stalker, defensive tackle. Benker tries to scramble. Whitehead knocks him off his game, and that's Avonte Maddox making the tackle, stopping him for a loss, forcing Virginia into another punt. And the Panthers here can just take their time with the football. It's going to be Dynasty handing off to Darren Hall. He breaks things forward. That's a great 10-yard run from the junior running back, who's having a bit of a breakout game for the Panthers here. They're mixing things up, letting some players get some playing time, and Darren Hall is performing very, very well for the Panthers. Quadri Olson, though, making sure that you don't forget about him. Great spin move, and then powers his way forward. That's a 14-yard gain for the Panthers running back. He's now up to 40 yards on the day. 3rd and 10 for the Panthers. A rare passing type down for Dynasty. He dropped back, throws it. It's Jester Weah for 5 yards, but he stopped short of the first down marker, and the Panthers forced to punt. So Virginia will take over. It's 3rd and 10 now with Benker in the shotgun as he drops back looking to pass, throws, bit of arc on that. He finds Warren Kraft yet again. That's 18 yards, and it's a first down near midfield. Virginia now. Benker drops back to pass, 1st and 10. Out wide, he's got Eldridge this time. Chase down Artis. Scott can't bring him down. And then Maddox and Ford will have to combine to make the tackle. So Virginia, the first real time they've moved the ball on this Panthers defense. 3rd and 8 for Benker, though. Throws it out. It's Butts, and he drops the ball. Stone hands for Butts there. And that's going to send us to the end of the 3rd quarter with the Panthers leading still 49-0 over the Virginia Cavaliers. Going to waltz to a victory here in front of the home crowd. Nothing nail-biting about this one. 2nd and 5 for the Panthers after another Virginia missed field goal. So the Panthers near midfield here. It's Dynasty, a little screen, finds Jester Weah this time. Really good blocking. That's Jared Jones-Smith, the right tackle, making a lead block there. And Weah weaves his way for 15 yards. going to be Darren Hall on the handoff this time. He scoots his way through the opening in the offensive line for 6 yards, and the Panthers continue to move the ball. 1st and 10 now. Danucci in the shotgun with Quadri Olesen to his left. Surveys the scene. Danucci drops back. Looks like a screen. Olesen's in the open field. There is nobody in front of him. Alex Officer leading the way, but Olesen could have ran backwards. He could have karaoke shuffled in the end zone. Whatever he wanted to do, he could have crawled there. Easy touchdown for the Panthers, and they are now up 56-0. And you look at the defensive stats there. I mean, Virginia, I guess, the one thing is they're leading in pass breakups, so there's that. But the Panthers statistically just waltzing all over the Cavaliers, turning this into an absolute showdown. And Avonte Maddox adding insult to injury. That's an interception. The senior cornerback getting in on the act. And this is an absolute beating. The Panthers have taken the Cavaliers out behind the woodshed and shown them no mercy. 56-0 for the Panthers, 6 turnovers for the Cavaliers offense, 5 of them interceptions, and Darren Hall has found a huge hole. That's a big run for the Panthers running back, 22 yards into the open field. And the Panthers are moving the ball at will. It doesn't even matter. They've scored just as many points, not on offense, as they have on offense. 28 points on each side of the ball. 21 from their defense, 7 from special teams, 28 from the offense, as the offense looks again in the act against Darren Hall, just running all over this Virginia defense right now. Danucci hands it off to Darren Hall again. He fights his way through a tackle. Great run from Hall to keep his feet moving for 8, and he's up over 100 yards on the day, up to 111. So it's 1st and goal from the 9 here for the Panthers. Danucci in a 3-wide set with Hall next to him. Decides to hand it off. It's Darren Hall. He's into the end zone. 10 yards and a Panthers touchdown. His 2nd of the day. And Darren Hall with a breakout performance. Over 100 yards. He's the first Panther to go over 100 yards besides Olesen this season. So maybe the Panthers have found a little 1-2 tandem that they can count on moving forward. Banker drops back to pass. It's 3rd and 14. And that's Dane Jackson knocking the ball down, forcing Virginia into a punt, and that's going to let the Panthers bring in some subs here. It's going to be Thomas McVitie here under center for the Panthers. 1st and 10. He drops back to pass, looks over the middle, and it's intercepted. You bring in McVitie, and you never know what's going to happen. He's really struggled. He came in and threw an interception last week against Virginia Tech. His first pass as he comes in under center here against Virginia, and it's an interception again. So you really got to wonder about that quarterback depth behind Danucci. As a late touchdown for Andre Lavroni. Virginia draws back 1 score, but it's a 63-7 victory for the Panthers. Darren Hall with a breakout performance, 121 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Panthers defense scores 3 touchdowns. Quadri Henderson with a punt return touchdown. Just an unbelievable game on all facets and all sides of the football for the Panthers. One that, you can't even come with any complaints other than that late interception and turnover for the Panthers. The depth didn't look great when you had to bring in kind of those second-team guys. And really, it's just the Panthers' depth at quarterback is what you have to wonder about for this season at least. They do have a freshman redshirting, so we'll see about next year. But you can't complain about anything here. A great victory for the Panthers, one that they are going to be extremely happy about. 63-7 for your Pitt Panthers here from Heinz Field. Thanks for watching on the Pitt Panthers Football Network. Hail to Pitt. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.